with any certainty, but the sight of the stars make me dream.
Yo, here I am, all coffeed up and snacks ready. Hey everyone, I'll just put that link in there. We can get this party started. It's very early in the morning for me, so I'm not usually awake at this time, but you know what? Why not? Pardon me, excuse me. So, copy link, and if anybody wants to come up, hey, Ray's in. Paste. There we go. There's the link. Let me head over to YouTube and pin it so people. Obviously, if I know you or you're trustworthy, you can jump up. If not, get to know me, and I'll obviously, invite you up in time. So, okay. That's weird. Pin message. There we go, guys. So, sorry about that. So I just jumped off Tim's. Has anyone told you sound like the dad from Bluey? Bluey. Oh, I am an Aussie. So probably I do. I don't know. Maybe. Not too sure. No one's ever said that. No one's ever said I sound like the guy, the dad of Bluey. I'll have to check him out. So the link's up there, guys, if anyone wants to jump up. I'm just starting up a chat. Obviously, I was over on Tim's, but he obviously ended it for whatever reason. So hope he's okay. So I had a premiere this morning. Obviously, it was my drone. Obviously, I crashed my drone and it went into a foot of water. It was underwater for approximately 40 for maybe good, maybe 2-3 minutes. Here's Joe. Welcome in, Joe. How you going?
Oh, Daddy's son. Hi, everybody.
Hey, it's weird. Everyone's saying afternoon, but it's actually quite well and truly morning for me. So, yeah. So I'll be very mindful of my neighbours too. So, yeah. Hey, Adrian. So I'm interested now because Ray was saying that I sound like the dad of Bluey.
Hi, everybody in chat.
Yeah. On Earth happened to Tim's. Well, let's just say I think Tim ended the stream. So he said he
went to his shopping, didn't he? And he come back and he's just having for a cigarette and so.
Okay, so I'll just say hi to everyone in chat. First one in was Luke. Hi, Dan. How you going, Luke? Kel was in. G'day, Danny. How you going? Wee Man Joe. How you going? Hidden History of Ray. Welcome in, buddy.
Hidden History?
Oh, yeah, Hidden History of Ray. Yeah, he's been up on the panel.
How would you read it?
Yeah.
I sent him a message. I sent Steve one, but I don't know if he got it. Yeah,
I haven't had Steve on, but yeah, it's all right. All in good time. Like we jump. I
Maybe
jump in and watch their stuff when I can.
Carazzo.
Adrian's in the house. Everyone say hello to Adrian.
Hello, Adrian.
Yeah. I think that's it. Yep. So yeah.
Hi, Cal.
So yeah, I'm interested to know this. Like Ray says, I sound like the dad from Bluey, and I assume he's telling me that's the cartoon. I'm just going to it now. I'm just going to go. I'm not going to play it because obviously I'll get like a copyright thing.
I don't want you to get any strikes, man.
No, I
We'll
won't.
give it-
You won't get a
we'll give a
strike
good one
because
at
it's on
it.
YouTube. But Bluey.
Well, it's UK, it's daytime, but over there it's 9 AM now. So let's keep it
Okay.
good. All right.
Oh no, I'm sure that's not for a little while. Yeah, I suppose I do sound a bit like him. Although they've changed it now. They've changed Bluey to be they've changed it to be American owned now.
Mm-hmm.
As they do. So that's weird, eh? So yeah, obviously, yeah, my what do you call it? Thing went off without a bang this morning. Obviously, yeah. So guys, if you do crash your drone, right, don't give up. If it is in water, don't give up. Even if it is salt water, there's just a different. There's probably a bit more in depth with thing. So the first thing is to basically get it out of the water as soon as possible. And then different care for different waters. Obviously, salt water is going to be more corrosive and obviously going to be more harmful. The thing is this, right, is that what was my saving grace is that I just remembered everything about mobile phones. So back in the days, we had mobile phones. You could remove the batteries and they weren't waterproof. So basically, a lot of the phones blew up because they short circuited. You're falling asleep, Joe, aren't you? Joe's falling asleep.
No, I'm not falling asleep. I'm listening. I'm reading the text now.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
not.
Oh, okay.
No,
All
I'm
right.
reading
All
the
right.
text.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So anyway, so when we had mobile phones, right, and we sat there and we were like sort of they got wet,
Well,
right?
I
We
had thought about
quickly
this,
powered
remember?
them up. We quickly powered them up to sit there and see if they were still working.
Mm-hmm.
Or we took the battery out, we dried it a bit, and then we started it back up too early. So the moral of the story is, if your drone does go into water, most of the newer drones, like especially the DJI drones, from Mavic 2 up, they're water resistant, which means they can
Not,
take water. They can take some
not.
water. Huh?
We went through this, remember? You dropped your tool, your DJI tool in the water.
Yeah.
Me and you had a technical thing about that. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not
Whereas-
waterproof. It's not waterproof by any means.
But you're
But
going
the
to
first thing,
it works though, doesn't it, Danny? After I tell
it
you,
works. It works really good. So
That's good.
what it was, yeah. Let me tell the story, Joe.
Yeah.
So my saving grace was this, right? Is that number one, the power was still going, so it was still operational. It was running. So when I pulled it out of the water, it was still running. It was still recording video. It was still flashing the safety beacon lights on the wings. They were still, but the propeller stopped because I stopped them. So as soon as I hit the wall, so the fact of the matter is, I took it into a dark cavernous tunnel. Right, I was going to my objection was to fly straight through the tunnel to the other end because you can't walk through it. You're not allowed to walk through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a man-made. So just to give you a bit of information about that tunnel, it's a man-made man-made tunnel through a mountain that used to be a wooden tramway that used to do timber. So you used to have a locomotive go through it. So basically, they've stopped people going through there because there's bats now. There's a bat colony in there, so they want to protect the bats. I believe there's a number of reasons. Number one, I reckon the major thing that it is because as soon as you come out the other side of the tunnel and you walk down a little bit, you're on army land, which you call MOD. We call ADF over here. We call it Australian Defence Force. So it's Australian Defence Force land. As soon as you get over that tunnel, about 50 metres on, it goes into active army land. So I'm guessing they don't want people to promote people walking up that way or anything else like that. Hence why they haven't turned that into a rail trail. So basically...
Thing is, though, Danny, over here in MOD, right, there's a lot of urbexers. Like, I can't say the names. I love watching. And they go to Ministry of Defence places. I wonder how many people have lost a drone over a place. I wonder how many.
You can't fly the drones in. You can't fly the
If
drones.
it's a band Ministry of Defence site, you'll probably go in and get your drone and get out.
Well, there's an accident. There's accidents, so they can't stop me. So where I was flying was not an army site. It's not part of army military land.
Yeah.
It is public land. It's what we call crown land. So it's basically land that cannot be used for anything but the public. Which means no one can privately own it and keep control of it. So it's under the crown, which is obviously the king. The king owns it, believe it or not. So the king can come in. He's the only one who can turn around and tell us not to use it for anything else. So on the advice of the Governor General. So there's military land, Australian Defence Force land. There's certain bits of land in Australia that's not even an Australian is able to enter into. Pine Gap, we're not allowed to go into because that's American Army institution, like facility in the middle of the outback, in top of South, just in North.
America's got everywhere, haven't they? You think about it, America's got everywhere.
Yeah, they got two bases in Australia.
Really?
Yep.
We've got our own man.
During World War II, they had many bases in Australia.
Aye. Who won the Second World War?
Well, mate, we all did. All the allies, Commonwealth.
Who was the people that won the Second World War?
Well, it wasn't Hitler, was it?
No, definitely not. He's put a nice beer.
Well, it was the British. It was because my grandfather served in World War II, so it wasn't
British.
Japanese.
It was British.
Yeah. Well, my grandfather served in World War II at Hiroshima. He served under the British occupational forces. So basically, remember that when we just think it was just the British, it was obviously a lot of other countries there too. So even America came in at the last minute. So
yeah.
Which they tried to claim all the glory. No offense against any Yanks.
God help all. There's no another Third World War.
But my grandfather told me a story, and it sticks with me to this day. He's gone now. He's passed away.
Ready for it.
He sat there. He said to me, "Why's my internet's going back and forth?" So basically, my grandfather told me that the Americans used to send photographs, free Kodak film, for them to take photographs, and they wouldn't come into Hiroshima until they could develop the films, because the films wouldn't develop, in the high radiation. So my grandfather died.
I know something that would answer this question straight away if he's lurking, but I don't think he'll come on. But he might. I know somebody that'll keep me corrected, but Britain won the Second World War. The First World War, the Second World War, Third World War, Britain will do it again.
Well, I'm not going to even go down that track because I don't even want to talk about that. But hopefully we don't have it. Yeah, I know
hopefully we don't have it.
Yeah,
hopefully we don't. But it's
no.
the way Russia's playing. The way Russia's playing about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Russia's only a small. Sorry, but Russia's only a small little drop in the ocean compared, because well, at the end of the day, it depends on who he allies with. So, potentially speaking, like off subject, this is just my personal opinion, right? If Russia sits and allies with, not Japan, if Russia allies with
Korea,
North Korea, and China, we're in a bit of a bother.
Okay? The whole planet's knackered.
Right, because I can also tell you that quite possibly if the Middle Easterns get onto it, and you just have to remember that China has been buying land and putting bases in places where Japan lost the war. So if you go to Guantanamo Canal, which is over in Solomon Islands, that is the part where Australia's war was basically stopped by the Japanese. It was basically stopped there. Now China's built in a military base in Solomon Islands, which is only 7 hours flight from Australia. You could basically, if they wanted to launch a missile from Solomon Islands, they could take out New Zealand, Australia, and even Japan. And they could even they could quite possibly even reach England, because it's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
All right. So basically, they've also built bases in Tonga, I think Tonga, somewhere else, Samoa. I think it was Samoa and all the rest of it.
I don't want a war. I hate wars.
No, I don't. No, I hate wars. Wars don't. You know what? Wars don't win nothing but
they do prove nothing.
They just tragedy. That's right. So basically, that's my opinion on it. But anyway, let's move on now.
let's move. Change the subject.
So basically, like with the drone, right? The first aid, the triage, right? The first point of call should be to try and stop the machine working. So quickly remove batteries. I removed the battery straight away because short circuits are caused by
Well, I did tell you that,
water.
Daddy.
Huh?
I did tell you that. I remember when you got a little water and I remember when it happened, you were straight. Remember, I was talking to you. You saw two of my drones was called water. So we can first thing get out of the water and get the batteries disconnected.
Yeah, remember? But that was already done before I even got home. So
I knew that
was done. Yeah. So as soon as I went in water, the first thing I did was remove it from the water as soon as possible, shake it out, drone it out. You know what I mean? Get all the water out as much as you can, because it was pouring out of it. It was full of water. It was literally underneath the water. So basically, I removed the battery. So that was the main thing. Remove the power source, so there was no power to cause any short circuits. Then the next thing I did was try and dry it as much as I removed everything I could there and then on the spot. So I removed the battery, I removed the impellers. To basically just remove anything that could harbour any water.
Dry them out.
Yeah, we'll try and dry them out as much as possible. Then I got it home, and this might sound really strange. It might sound really strange, but I immersed it in water. I know it sounds really weird, but you have to immerse it back into water.
Well, I didn't see that. This was after I'd been talking to you about that.
So I immersed it in distilled water, not just tap water. But you know what? But you know what? I read this. I went.
Because when the sea through salt water, distilled water,
salt water, especially.
Salt, take the salt away from the joints.
But it wasn't salt water. So this was fresh water. It was murky water. It was water that had excuse me. It had like dirt particles in it, because obviously I stirred the shit out of it when I walked through it.
Yeah.
So basically, just let you know, the drone was under that much water, which is about a foot. Right when I went into the water, it was about 1.5 feet, if not more, because it was up to my mid thigh, and I'm 6 foot. Because I'm 6 foot tall, and it was up a good up to my mid thigh, so it was quite deep, and it did get shallow because obviously there was a lot of water and a lot of erosion, so you know. But anyway,
You
so
have to
basically,
get rid of the erosion straight away, the salt from your motors and everything.
yeah.
Even if
But I'm
you've
just
got
gonna say what I did for mine, right? So
yeah.
basically, remove the battery, power source gone. There's no risk of short circuiting because if there's no power, it can't short circuit, right? It won't.
Yeah,
Right. So basically, remove the battery.
you listened.
Remove
You listened,
all.
didn't you? Yeah,
I'm
you
listening.
mentally. No,
Come on.
you did listen. Because remember that day, I tell you to do what to do, and you done all them things anyway. You know what
I
I
know
mean?
a lot. I know a lot about electricals, man. I've been there.
Good
So
lad.
basically, right. So let me finish, Joe's, and I'll get to it.
Okay,
Right.
no problem, Johnny.
So I removed the impellers. Propellers. Sorry, propellers, not impellers.
Propellers.
Right. And then I quickly I just got as much water out of it as I could. Right. Then I quickly got it home. As soon as I got it home, I basically, believe it or not, immersed it in water again. Just quickly, not drown it, but I
Distilled
quickly
water,
put it
get
in
rid of the
water.
salt.
No, but there wasn't salt water. Remember, I told you it's
Doesn't
fresh
matter.
water.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's right. But it's the same. It's the same for both. That's the
You
thing,
need to flush the
right?
whole system out.
So
Yeah.
basically, I didn't have to do that. But because the water was dirty, I treated it like a salt water because basically, even though it wouldn't be the dirt's not eroding, it's still going to be clogging up the motors, etc. So anyway, after that, I got my screwdriver set. Now you're going to need a special screwdriver set. Unfortunately, as it is, you can't just use normal screwdrivers. So I got
Dual screwdrivers.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what
you have to use special screwdrivers. So there are special
Yeah.
heads. So I can't tell you off the top of my head, and if
Hex
I might actually turn around the size of them and all that. But see the basic principle is that you need special. You can open the outside with a normal small head Phillips head, but then when you get into the internal parts, they're special ones. They're hex ones. Yeah. So I think it was a 12 or something, I think, off the top of my head. Anyway, so basically I took the whole drone apart. Everything that could come off the drone came off, right? And then I again irrigated it. I irrigated it with distilled water in a little I've got a special irrigator. So basically what I do is I suck up the water and it's got a little spout on it, and basically I did that. So basically, I went through and just washed off all the bits that had dirt and muddy water and all the rest of it.
Oh,
then I got this. I got this compressed air. Now I just used a can of compressed air. If you have a compressor, use that. But I used a can of compressed air. I always have a can of compressed air.
Blast it out.
Yeah, blast all the water out. Right, blast all the water out. Then
you can't buy compressed air on it.
No, they're just they were hex keys. The hex keys. So, if you watch the video, you'll see the ones I used on the pink on the little drawers that I have. Yeah.
I don't think you showed that for you, Dan.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Yes, I did. Yep, I didn't show you. I didn't video. So basically, when people say, "Oh,
I might be short," is it because I don't watch shorts?
Yeah. No. I didn't. As I said in the video that I uploaded today, or this morning for my time, 10:30 your time last night, right? I said I didn't record this because it wasn't time to record me panicking trying to get it apart. Right, it wasn't time. It wasn't time to sit down and take my time to make a video. I just had to get it done, and that's why I explained to people what I'm doing, and that's why I'm explaining again, so people know that time is of the essence. Tick tock, tick tock. The more you wait, the more likely your machine's not going to start again.
It's going to damage it. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, after I distilled water, after I compressed air, using a I don't even is it it?
That's to clear all the water and everything out of it.
Hold on. I think I might have one here.
So you got basically, if you got
Oh, here we go.
DJI,
So, right.
check the blades, make sure if it's stuck. That's more likely one of the little motors gone. Yeah.
Right,
You
so
can,
that's a can.
You can search them.
So just a can of compressed air. So that's
Yeah,
a can of
yeah.
compressed air, right?
Yeah. You can
So-
buy them. You can buy them on
so-
eBay. You
yeah.
can buy them on Amazon. And you can buy them.
Yeah, so it's a
Everybody.
air
compressed
duster
it.
spray, right? So basically, it just goes.
Like
So
that.
yeah,
You know,
so,
blast the water out.
yeah. So I blasted all the water out,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so all the water was blasted out. Then I used isopro alcohol. So it has to be isopro alcohol. Do not use methylated spirits. Do not use WD-40.
I love that stuff. I love that stuff.
So because people believe that WD-40 says on it that it is water dispersant. Yes, it is a water dispersant, but it is automotive grade. So basically, you've got to remember that it says WD, which is water disperser, right? And 40 is the name of the oil. It's an oil. It's like it's got an oil in it.
Yes. I believe that now.
Yeah, so WD-40 has an oil in
Compressed
it, which
air.
can be So no, the compressed air doesn't have oil in it. So
It's just air.
yeah, just basically it's got oil in it. So don't use any petroleum based things like no. So I didn't even use methylated spirits. I guess if you only have white spirits, you can like methylated spirits. I guess you can use it. I don't see
That
why
doesn't
you
mean
couldn't.
you dip it into it. You pour
No.
it in a tissue.
No.
No,
So
definitely
no,
not.
do not dip your machine into isopro alcohol or white spirit or methylated
Or
spirits. Do not
methylated
dip it.
spirits.
Use a cotton bud. Use a cotton bud or an earbud. What I call an earbud. Like it's got
Basically,
like a bit of fabric on the end, like a bit of wool on the end of the
if
stick.
you're good enough, take the machine apart if you can and do each bit by bit.
The machine has to come apart. You can't
just
I know.
It's like a car. It's like a car going in the water.
Yeah. Anyway,
And get the tractor,
I
you
may
got to take it
continue,
apart
Joe.
and build it up again. I mean, Danny, I told you about this with Joe.
Yes. Okay. So basically, as I said, time is of the essence. So basically, I sat there and I basically used a cotton tip, which is basically like an ear cleaner, like you poke or a wound cleaner or something.
Yeah.
Not cotton balls. But look, at the end of the day, you use what you have available, and all
Cotton
we're trying
buds.
to do. Cotton tips, buds, not the balls. Don't use the balls because
But
obvious
remember,
reasons.
when you do use one, that is Danny. The thing is, when you use a cotton bud, remember to make sure there's no strands or damp threads.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. That's the reason. That's the reason I'm saying use a cotton tip instead of using cotton balls. because
We
cotton
get
balls are
them
loose.
taught. We get them taught.
Yep. But if you only have cotton balls, you're obviously going to use that. Or if you've only got a rag, use that. It's better than nothing. At the end of the day, if any of the wool or strands from the fabric get onto your drone where the solders are, you can take them out later on. You can use a pair of tweezers.
Where the solders are.
Yeah. Not pull the solders off, pull the strands off from the solder. You can do that. It's easy.
What you mean by that, Danny? You know, the people that listen, what you mean by the solder?
The solder. So the soldering is the silver bit. The circuit board.
Your circuit board.
So your circuit board is a number of
in there. It's got to be dry before you can plug it back in.
So the circuit board. So right,
You're right.
the circuit board has a lot of solders on, right? What the solder is, it's silver. It's a silver stuff, right? It's where wiring or it connects circuit boards to circuit boards. It also attaches chips, um,
That doesn't mean Kentucky Fried ones.
like fuses.
know.
It attaches fuses and attaches capacitors, which control like voltage of power going from certain bits of the board.
What? Sorry? You're talking to somebody here, what, Danny? You know,
I said your capacitors will change the voltage going to certain parts of
no,
the
they
board.
don't. No, they don't.
Well, don't they? What do they do?
Capacitors don't change the voltage at all.
What do they do?
Capacitors smooth the current.
Well, that's it. That's what I'm saying. That's right. That's what I'm saying. But they
don't
reduce.
change the
They
voltage.
reduce. No. They reduce. Well, sorry. They
They
reduce
don't
the
reduce.
voltage.
No, resistors reduce the voltage.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's resistors. There you go. So there's capacitors and resistors, and there's fuses. So basically, even though you don't see big fuses like you do in your household or in your car, these things still have fuses on. Then what they are is they look like little tiny bits of black chips on them, and what happens is when they burst, they pop. They just basically burn out. So they don't actually look like a fuse, but they are fuses. Believe it or not. So they're not. There's not. It's not a glass fuse or a wire fuse like you do in your houses or your cars.
I want to learn people.
Yeah, it's all right. Not a problem. It's okay.
So smooths the current and the voltage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving along, we've used the isopropyl alcohol. So that is very important. What that does is that then disperses any chance of any water lying around, because it's a like a alcohol. Isopropyl is a pure alcohol, white spirit, and basically no water's going to form there. So you remove things that could cause corrosion. Now water causes corrosion on those things, and that's not good. You don't want corrosion, because corrosion could cause short circuiting and potentially rust it, which and can cause like shorting and lack of current going through, because obviously it won't like if you've got rusty points or something, rather it won't conduct as well. That's it. It'll lose conductivity. All right. And also it could also damage the solder, because it can basically erode the solder, and then parts will become detached from the board or not be connected by solder. So we've used the alcohol. Now the important thing is that don't get eager, don't get happy to try and get it up in the air. As much as you really want to get back up in the air and power it on and test to see if it works, resist that. It's the biggest thing you can do, is resist it to the highest point you can, because the moment you put the power back on and it's not ready, is anything's there, any type of water, right? You're going to short circuit it, and you're just going to waste. Your money will go just down the drain. Your drone will be gone, and yes, you can fix it. Yes, you can. You can buy the boards now. I looked at the boards whilst I was waiting. This is what I did when I was waiting for the drone to drive for those days. I researched.
Did I tell you to put on a radio? What did I tell you, Danny? Remember
put on a radiator?
Day?
No, don't put nothing on a radiator. It's plastic.
No, but what did I tell you? I says, do not put it on a radiator.
Yeah, no. So
if you remember what I said to you that day. Well, he says, we're doing. Remember, you were live. He come live. Was it Tim's? Said,
I don't know. No, that was the next day. But the thing is, this is by the time I went on Tim's live, or whoever's live it was, I've already done all this. This is already done.
You were panicking.
No, I was worried because it was drying. It was drying. So basically it was drying. So basically I didn't know. I had no idea what was going to happen. So anyway.
Well, thanks to me and other people coming and chatting, you got a little bit more insight. You had a rough idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So basically, so again, That's right.
Electronics, right? Electronics. I'm sorry.
So it's
After
right.
the electronics,
Have a drink.
right?
Have a drink, Joe.
The first thing you got to do is make sure there's no voltage on that circuit board, right? Even capacitors have a voltage. So you got to short all them out. You got to short all your voltage out. All your voltage out. Then try it, but don't put it next to it because capacitors can explode.
Of course they can. That's right. So they're putting that heat and it can melt. Circuit boards are made of plastic, you know, and solder.
Plastic. They're not made of plastic.
They're made of plastic. There's plastic in those boards. I can tell you. I know they recycle the boards.
Yeah,
There's
but they're not made
There's
of
plastic. There's metal. There's gold. There's silver. There's various types of metals.
Gold.
Yep.
The cells
So
in there.
so basically, just remember soldering. Solder has a melting point. I'm not exactly sure. You might be able to tell me the melting temperature of solder.
I would say about 50 degrees.
So right. So just remember,
you're
right. If you just remember, in a car, right, it can get up to 50. It can get 50 degrees centigrade plus in a car. It can get up to like 60 to up to 70 degrees Celsius.
Or redos, and people used to bring them. I stopped fix them.
That's right, because it gets so hot.
Yeah. And you know when it's in your space.
Yeah.
And people used to go, oh, why's my video stop working? Or why's this? Because it's transistors and output transistors go because the heat had no way to escape. See, Corvidius thing about they didn't have an extractor fan, a blower. They used to chip there and they used to build up heat. I mean, and I tell you what, the biggest one that was a fan was Chews. Chews, there was, remember the old Ford car radios?
Yep.
They were big.
Yeah,
as in,
they still are quite big, man. Like they're all one piece. And
yet you used to have, remember they used to have 4 buttons? 1, 2, 3, 4. But then we used to have, there used to be a code in there. And people say, you tell us the code. I say, I'm not. And people used to see them try to sort with people to say, so all right, I'll look at it. I'll go. This is an old vehicle. Why you bring it to me? Why is it not in the vehicle? And he's got, well, somebody sells it. Is that like APR or something like that? I say, well, I can't fix it. I stop it because most of them were stolen out of people's vehicles. And I did.
So anyway, right. So basically, where I left my drone, I left it in my kitchen. Now, in my kitchen, it is the warmest room. It is the warmest room without any form of humidity, with the less amount of humidity, right? Oof, that's hot. Hold on, I've got to put my air conditioning on.
Daddy, because we went through this.
That's better. Sorry, it's getting quite warm in here at the moment, so I'll just put the air on. Even though the Lecky is going to be big.
So yeah.
So basically, I used my kitchen because that is the warmest room I have in my house because the windows face the east, so I get direct sun through with the shielding of my curtains. But it is the warmest room in my house that doesn't have humidity. If you put it in your bathroom, you're going to get water
moist.
From your shower. You're going to get
moist.
See, it might be different in the UK. Because, yes, your kitchen might be the warmest, but you also have something like a dryer going. So if you have a dryer going that's pumping cold, condensed hot air out, it might not be. It will cause humidity, right? So you need to find whether you have an airing cupboard, like a drying cupboard. Some people have drying cupboards.
Everybody has drying cupboards over here anymore, man.
Yeah. They have them.
Yeah.
So put it in a drying cupboard. Put it into a loft or somewhere where you're not going to touch it. Right? Have it away from you.
And if you've got a pillowcase, put it inside a pillowcase and then wrap it up. and leave it in the tank for a couple.
Well, I
a
left
week.
mine open. I left mine open because my house is pretty clean and it's pretty
Yeah,
dust free.
just have
And even though I've got the cat hair is in the lounge room, but not in the kitchen because the kitchen's got lino.
yeah.
Anyway, so basically, I left it there. And I did check on it. I did pick it up. I did look at it from day to day, but I didn't switch it on. As much as it really pained me to switch it on, I really didn't,
Yeah.
right? Because I knew from from personal experience, my mobile phone, I dropped my old mobile phone in the water that wasn't water resistant, right? I kept it. I took the battery out. I dried it, and I put the battery in like early, right? It went on. It worked, and then all of a sudden it just started failing. The screen started flickering and all the rest of it. I took it into the phone shop and I said, "Hey, look, I dropped my phone in water. I took the battery out. I dried it. Don't put it in rice. Everyone, don't put it in rice because rice that will dry the water up, but it also leaves something behind because it's dry rice. It's got rice like dust, and it will dry inside and build up, and then it can cause, believe it or not, dust is no good for electrical things because it attracts heat, and when it attracts heat, it burns. It overheats and doesn't work. It fails. Anyway, so basically the thing is that do not get eager. Now, when I tested it, what I did is I put the battery in and I switched it on, holding it ready to pull it out at any form. So I put it on and I made sure I sat there and basically in a place where I knew that if it did go up in fire, which could possibly happen, I made sure that it was dry. I made sure that the area around it was dry. There was no water. Your love for your drone. Well, no, I just didn't want to lose it because it's obviously something that I'm passionate about making content for my subscribers and myself. So anyway, so yeah, basically when I first put the battery in, I let the battery in and I left it. I turned the power on and I left it. I didn't test anything. But the lights that were flashing. So the front lights were flashing, the bottom light, the back lights were flashing. That's it. And the battery light was on. That was it. That's all I did. So then what I did is I took out the battery and I left it that day again. I left it for another day. Then the next day I put it back in, and that's when I did all the tests. I left the propellers off. And I powered it on. Now, for some reason, I don't know why I didn't upload it to the video, but what you didn't see is the first time that I started up the motors, I had dirt. I had a bit of dirt inside one of the motors, so it caused the grinding.
Grit.
Yeah, like a grit. So basically, it was there so you know what? All I did is I got my compressed air and went
Blast it out.
That's all you can do. Now, people say, "Oh, quickly, you might have to add oil." Now, just let you know, the DJI ones do not have the normal oil, so you can't use sewing machine or mechanical oil on them.
I've got two of that in the drawer.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what to use. It's white.
Yeah. Yes.
It's white grease.
Well, no, you can't use grease on it. You can't use grease on it either because you have to have it in a syringe.
Yeah.
So you have to apply it with a syringe, and believe it or not, this is how much oil these things use. It uses 1 to 2 drops per motor. That's it. They go inside, but again, you don't do it. They're not serviceable.
You've got to remember the weight.
Yeah, but they don't. So I've not put any oil on it because they're brushless. So they're basically, if they fail, you replace them. That's it. That they're really not expensive.
Exactly, Danny.
There you go.
Siemens made washer.
That might know you. Chat.
Who?
Someone that might know you within chat there.
There's loads of people in the chat.
Yes, the last one. Top of the morning to you, Pat. So
Like,
top of the morning to you.
Anybody's brave enough to come
It
on?
came from Wei Minju. Where you come from, Wei Minju? You could say you're from Newcastle.
Everybody knows where I'm from.
Yeah, well, this person's asking, so he's obviously.
It's just
But,
showed.
yeah. So basically, so
Oh,
once
that's
so
Chris. Is that Chris?
don't know.
Doing that picture. Danny, check him out.
Oh,
It could be Chris from America.
Excuse me. He's Irish.
All
I'm
right.
drinking right now, same as Joe.
All right. We'll just leave it at that. If we give you a destination, so you're an island, I'll force somebody from America. Because I am expecting somebody from there. Chris, I don't know, he'll be resting now. He's been digging these.
That's all right. That's all right. It's all good.
Don't worry, you keep it sweet. You got a face. Just keep it sweet. If you mess up our mind, you're gone. Remember?
He's all good.
Not on my
He's all
channel, but just on Danny's
Yeah,
Danny's
just
channel.
relax.
Anybody's
Yeah, it's all
channel.
right. Just relax, Joe. We invite new people here. We don't mind new people being here. We just
Yeah,
ask
but
that they be.
you don't need Danny with
It's okay. Don't scare them. Don't scare new people, Joe. We need new people here because this is how we grow our communities by sharing our advice.
Exactly
our
right,
downfalls.
so right now. So
Anyway.
anyway, took them
Okay.
on to you and now Pat.
Yeah. So right.
Pat is
Anyway.
a company name, by the way.
Okay. Right. Okay. Joe. Anyway, so basically, once I blasted the air out again, I started the drone back up again, and that's what you see in the video that I've uploaded to YouTube. The motors move freely. Now, notice I started it without the impellers. There's a reason behind that. Because when you start something, you want to start it under no load. So when you put the impellers on it, it's going to take off. It's going to take off. It doesn't just sit on the ground. So it will take off. So you want to basically start it off. Now, I did that, and guess what I did after that? I waited another day before I took it out, and I put the impellers back on.
I'll tell you, wait.
Yeah. See, the thing was this, right? Was waiting. The whole point is, the more I waited, now that's why that's what I believe I have a positive outcome from it. So, so basically, when I took it out for the first flight, now what I did is I basically took it up, and that's why I ran through the testing stages of everything: up, down, forward, back, right, left, turn. So basically, making sure that I had control of the drone at low altitude. Right.
Yeah.
Then I moved it around backwards away from me. This was always away from me. So, but it was in eyesight, and it was in. If I had to grab it, I could grab it. So basically, if the drone decided, hey, I've had enough of this, I'm going rogue, I was close enough that I could grab it and hold on to it, or knock it down. I would have just knocked it down. So anyway, after that, I tested the landing. So I tested the landing and taking off to make sure that was fine. Then I took it up. That's when I took it up, and that's why you see in the video, I took it up. I took it straight up, and basically I made sure that it was right. Cameras, I tested all the gimbals and all the rest of it before that. That was done too in the video. So you notice I tested the gimbal to make sure the gimbal. Because when you look at the drones have got three different circuit boards, believe it or not. So they've got circuit boards that control all the sensors. It's got a control board that controls all the lights. It's got a control board that controls the gimbal. So, and the zoom and the camera. So I had to check all those and make sure they're all working fine. Once that's so anyway, that's when I went for the flight. And then what you don't see is is what you don't see is that I took it through a bit of a spin, which I didn't put in the video because it would have made people feel sick. So what I was doing is I was doing figure eights. I was going backwards. I was flying it backwards in circles, backwards, forwards. I didn't show that. Well, there is a video of it, but it didn't turn out because when Kel was recording it, my GoPro was in time lapse instead of normal speed. So basically, when you see me moving around, I'm going, yeah. So we didn't include that, and I didn't want to include the video without the external bit because it's like being on the merry-go-round. You can't get off. It's nothing like it. That's why. Well, it's true. You know what I mean? Like some people do.
I know it's it.
Yep. Some people get giddy. Some people get giddy and sick. So they basically, yeah. So
anyway.
So basically, that's what made my drone survive, right? And it can happen, and as long as so everything comes down to time. Slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down. Think what you've got to do. Retrieve the drone. Remove the drone from the situation that's causing it a problem, which is water.
I'm telling people, do you know, Danny? As soon as you tell us that, it's my drone's going to water. Well, that's it. Get it out of there and take the battery off immediately.
Yeah. So basically, where I was is very limited phone reception. So you don't so as much as what people think that your drone runs off cell, it doesn't run off cell. Believe it or not, you can run it on a phone that's not even connected to a cell network. Your phone relies on one simple operation. It relies on the GPS. Big fan of Joe's channel. I like to see myself as the Irish version of Joe's, so that's why I call top of the morning to you, Pat. Cool.
Oh,
You're a big fan then, mate. You're a big fan. There you go.
Now I remember.
Someone shares Sherry's thing.
I'm not talking shit. Be nice. Danny, that's electronics and people are probably bored about the drone, but I did warn you. This is once you drop that.
Yeah.
I said, get out and get the battery off it, dry it out. And he done it, and basically what he's done, the lads dry it out, right? Capacitors next to radiators is not a good idea. But it says dry it on the radiator. I did, if I remember right. Dry some of it off on the radiator. But
You can have the radiator on if you wish. You can turn your radiator
as long
on
as
or
you
your
keep
heater on.
it in the room.
But nowhere near it, because it's electrical. Yeah.
Capacitor burst with heat.
But I guess that's
Time. I call it, hey, top of the morning, right? I tell you what,
Why is my
I do
internet?
remember vaguely back in the background, many years ago. I do remember. It was
I'm just trying to work out why my internet's not working. Sorry if I'm going pixelated now.
From the morning, I haven't tell you. And you only use Pat. What means the postman? Do you understand
It's all
that?
good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. We struggle with
All good.
Joe's
All
accent
good.
sometimes. It's not that he's not talking English. He's just talking Geordie.
I'm talking gibberish. You want really?
Well, you're not talking gibberish. You're just talking with a very thick accent. It's like sometimes when you hear
No, what I
Alex
hate
say
it.
something.
No, you know this. I hate it because I love him. I love him a bit, and I love to have a chat with him when I get the chance. But he can't understand my language. He says I speak too fast, and he just understands. You know who I'm talking about. You know who you're, Matt. There you're, Matt. But no. Because he's a bloke that made him could really put the brains to everybody. And I'm not joking. If you want to mess about with brains, mess about. It's just the way it is, you know. But it's, I'm not talking about him, he and you, Danny. You've got no chance.
So basically, that's what saved the drone.
Yeah.
That's what saved the drone. So, yeah, like the moral of the story is your writing much better to understand. No, Joe's like a doctor, has handwriting like a doctor.
I can't tell you, doctor. Like, what's the problem? Tell me what the problem is. Daniel needs to be here. Daniel, I need to get Daniel, and I need Sab and Sue to open the surgery before we can talk about this.
Well, we like to joke around with Joe and we call him the doctor. And so basically, if he calls himself a doctor, he must have illegible writing, because most of the doctors I go to, they scribble something on a script. You think, what the heck is that stuff? Yes, he can take it. He can take it. Yeah.
I talk gently.
Yeah. So basically, guys, the moral of the story is that never give up, don't panic, keep a calm head. Obviously, triage. It's called triage. Triage what you're going to do. I just retrieved the drone. We got it out. Get it dry. Resist flying it early. Resist trying to. It's like saying this. It's like saying, what could I compare it to? It's like cutting yourself, putting a plaster on it or a band-aid on it, putting a plaster on it, and then sitting there and going, and then sort of like 2 minutes later going, ripping it off, looking if it's healed, ripping it off, looking if it's healed. It's not going to heal. So you leave the band-aid on for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, maybe even, a week maybe, and then you take it off because then it's healed. So that's the same with the drone. Yeah. Anyway,
it doesn't work like that.
What?
It doesn't really last the plaster and take it off. It doesn't always work.
No, no. If you leave it on, the longer you leave it on, the better it is.
No.
For some things.
Yeah, no, Danny, I will get right. What about these people that's got legit reaction to the ideas?
Oh, of course they do, yes. So that's a different story, Joe. That's a different story, mate.
You're talking to me.
Look, read that, Joe. We had a Geordie in our pub a few years back. Old fella spoke in a very thick dialect. Had everyone in the pub stumped. We could not make hide or nor tail of what he was saying, so we just nodded at him. We do the same thing here to Joe. Sometimes we just go, yep, and we don't know.
Hey,
how you going, Neil, anyway?
Sorry, guys, if you don't know, I'll speak slowly.
Doesn't matter. It's your accent. It's your dialect. It's the way you speak, and it's also what you say. Same as me.
Yeah.
Same as me. Like if I'm sitting there going, if I start talking Australian things, you probably wouldn't understand me either. That's why I've got to be very mindful.
I understand you, perfect.
Yeah, I know, but there's certain things that I might say, like, you might not call things the same as what we do. Ties. What's a tie? A tie is something you wear around your neck.
No, it says try me.
Try you. Oh,
dialect. Try me. Didn't see Rolf.
Well, that guy. So that guy over there. Watch out. He's a bit of a drongo.
A drongo.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Aye.
You know what that means?
Aye. A drongo is he drunk?
No, an idiot.
Oh,
he's pissed. If you say he's pissed, you can say he's pissed, and that can mean two things. He's pissed off, and he's pissed as a parrot, or he's drunk as a fish, or he's drank so much like a fish. Or you sit there and say, he's a couple of kangaroos short of the top.
Danny.
He's a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic. What else can we say? Oh,
he
that
has
guy.
me,
That
but
guy. Okay,
he's up.
ready. So that guy over there. Look out for him. He's an Eshe.
And what?
An Eshe.
See, oh,
So the UK equivalent of an Eshe is a chav.
a chav.
So a chav. So basically, a person who wears like designer things, wears a bum bag around either their
Oh, right.
Australia was 1984.
I'm
Oh wow,
sorry.
awesome.
Here, I may be in Austria one day.
So basically, just give people an idea where I am.
South Australia.
So I'm in northern New South Wales. So New South Wales is one of the states in Australia. There's 6 states and 2 territories.
Mm-hmm.
So you got New South Wales, Queensland, Western Australia, South Australia, Tasmania, and there's two territories, which is the Australian Capital Territory, which is our nation's capital, and Northern Territory.
Neil, I remember you from your time ago. You haven't been on for me.
Here you go. When was the last time you cracked a flat?
I don't know. Crack a flat. No. Daddy knows it. Danny knows it. Come on, you Australian buggers, you. How Neil is somebody that knows me. And you're screwing yourself.
Here's another one.
How quite a flat lately.
It's going off. It's he's half cut. Means he's half drunk. So for instance, if you're halfway in, you're half cut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh really? I'm sorry to hear that.
Flat. No, that's good.
Yeah.
I remember Neil from a long time ago. You not been on, Neil? What's the matter with you? You used to wake me up all the time, didn't you, bugger? There again, he used to wake everybody up. Danny. Back in the day, Neil did.
I'm sorry to hear that, Pat. Obviously there's another Irishman that's in the chat. Usually his name's Dux, and I'm not sure. Do you know where Dux is from? He's from Ireland, but do you know exactly where in Ireland? Or
I don't know, but I tell you what, I watch his stuff on YouTube. Yeah. He does the mountain biking stuff. Don't get to see his face, but he does mountain biking stuff. I think but he does do that. I love
that's right. So that's right. So do you know what? A lot of Australians. Hey, Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Yeah, Steve.
Yep, that's Steve. So Steve's in Canada. Welcome. We're just doing off.
And I was talking with him.
It's probably a decent time for him at the moment.
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna go for a cigarette.
Oh,
man. How about Steve? Get yourself for your son.
Yeah, the chat links up there if anyone wants to chat, jump up and
Neil,
chat.
Neil, can I say something to you, son? Been a long time since I've heard you. Been a really long time.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming up on the chat, man. And remember, everybody in the chat, give that big thumbs up. Remember, please. And we've got old Steve coming up shortly.
Well, maybe he might be at work. He might be getting ready for work. I don't know.
Right. Wait, I'm going for a smoke. We'll see who comes back. Who's on when I come back? Poor Tim, he fell asleep.
Hey, Tim, possibly. Yeah.
Tim fell asleep, didn't you?
I don't know. I don't know.
So you always normally you always got to do it.
I don't know.
Danny, I
Hey.
wouldn't do that him. I wait for people. And
I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. I'm not going to stay on very late, but we'll go as long as we can. How's that?
Really, I don't want to be awake and to keep you all night.
I
I'm
know.
not.
Yeah, I don't want to be awake all night myself. So
No, you need sleep. Remember the last time we
of course
done
I
it,
do.
and that
Yeah,
was too long. Too
that's all right.
long. That one was me and you. And
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. I don't mind being on. I don't mind talking. I'm all right at the moment, but eventually I'll get to the point where I need sleep.
so,
I got stuff to do tomorrow, so or
mhm.
today.
And you
Anyway,
just want to
so
put the
you go
link
for your
up and
smoke.
then
Go for your
see.
smoke.
And put the link up so
The
people
link
come
is
on.
already up. The link is already up. It's pinned up the top. It's all right. I
But
know.
put it in the chat because
Okay,
it might not know
go
what.
for your smoke. Hurry up, because otherwise,
Die, lad.
sorry. I'm not being rude. It's
You
just that,
don't have
like,
to
you know,
apologise.
I know, but I'm just saying
We were
because
best of friends. Yeah,
I don't want to be up all night.
yeah.
Yeah, and no
Danny,
longer.
Danny,
Yes.
how are
Yeah. Go, go,
you?
go,
Best of friends, man.
go, gadget. Have your smoke.
Go, gadget, get your
Hey,
smoke.
hey, go. Ready? Here's another one for you. Go. Have your durry.
Go and have me what?
Dory. Your dory. Your dory means smoke.
Oh, right.
Yeah, your dories. Yeah,
Dory.
dories.
So
Yeah,
Dory
dory.
means smoke.
Smoke.
And
Yeah,
that's so
dory. Yeah, yeah,
smoke a little. I may have been doing that. I might be doing this one
yeah.
day, you know.
So,
Dory.
yeah. So dory. Yeah,
So
go for your
Dory means
dory.
smoke.
Hey,
So I
Luke.
say, away from the Dory. In Australia,
Just
load of smoke.
leave. Go
Oh,
have
no,
your
you what
smoke.
you said. Hello. Look,
Well,
look, look.
listen.
You should
Just
be
let you
over
know,
here.
Joe.
Mhm.
Just, just,
Just
just
what?
listen.
Just go.
Just go
Oh,
have your
just
smoke.
go.
You could have had 10 smokes
Just
by now.
go. Just go.
You could have had absolutely 20 smokes by now.
I know what you're saying. Just go, Joe.
Oh, Joe's funny. Go. Have your smoke. Have your smoke. Hmm. Hmm. Johnny Roast Beef. Hey, man. How you going? Long time no see. All right, so Joe's gone, so we'll have a bit of a chat. We'll probably get some stuff said. No, I know, Johnny Roast Beef. You're good. You're in with Crazy John. It's all good, mate. We're accepting family here. So basically, what's happened is that we were on another live stream, and that person ended that live stream. So I just continued on because I wasn't ready to go. That I just didn't want to go to bed. I just loaded myself full of a coffee. So, which once Joe comes back, I'll be able to go to the bathroom. So I'll wait to go to the bathroom as much as I can. Oh, excuse me. So basically, yeah, we're just talking about my drone. I obviously crashed my DJI. I have a DJI Maverick Zoom 2 drone, and I crashed it into a foot of water. So, and it went into water. So basically, that's great. That's awesome, man. So yeah. So basically, yeah. So basically, I've just made sure that I followed the procedures and took the drone apart, made sure I fixed it all up. So, hey, Brady, how are you, man? So I had Brady in, we had Exploring with Ray in today. Cool. Yeah, we're just having a chat. Okay. It's always interesting. The link's up the top, guys. If I do know you, you can jump up. If I don't know you, get to know me, and eventually it might happen. But obviously, I've got to make sure. I've got to make sure my blue team's there. Where are they? No, that's Tim's. There we go. Oh, Steve's not blue. Why is he not blue? Moddies. Great. There we go. Yeah, going good, man. We just because I had a premiere this morning, or this morning my time, 10:30 p.m. your time last night. Go. Brady's blue. Yes, Brady's blue. Great. Just got to keep my friends safe. So, oh, jeez, that's funny. There you go. Oh. So yeah, Brady, we're just talking about the premiere I had this morning. So I'm not sure if you caught it or not. It's okay if you haven't. I just basically took my drone for a bit of a because I've got a DJI Maverick Zoom, just like Volt's, just like Matt Williams Volt, the Secret Volt drone. So I've got exactly the same drone. Because I heard what he said about it, and basically, and I wanted to make sure that I had a drone that did what I wanted to do, and I was very happy with what Matt was doing. So, yeah, I got one myself. So, I was always going to try and get one, but I just didn't know where they were. So yeah, so basically, it's okay. It survived. So if you do watch the premiere at some time whenever you can, no worries, mate. I always, as I said, I trust you. So you, Ray, Matt, all that are already blue, and like you were supposed to be blue, but I have to wait till you come into my chat to turn you blue, if that makes sense. So, I hope you're well, mate. You feeling much better? You feeling much better? You had a bit of the I think was it the Rona or something. So. Well, I don't know if it was the Rona or not. It was just a cold or something, the flu. Everyone seems to be getting it, eh? So yeah, all good. That's good, man. So hopefully we'll see some more explores soon. So obviously you're back at work and all that too. So this is something that people don't understand. When you work, you have to pay for all these things. Do you know what I mean? Like YouTube's not paying this exorbitant amount of money. I wish it was. Like I wish it was that you just reach a certain amount and then all of a sudden you just sit back, retire, and just explore. But it's not. Unfortunately, it's not that easy, is it? So yeah, anyway, yeah. So I crashed the drone. Yeah, very soon. Okay, cool. I saw the one you went with Melissa, so that was great. I like that one. The boat, was it the golf boat? I think it was called the golf from the Gulf War. One of those boats. I think that's what it was. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I crashed the drone. No, mate. YouTube pays nothing. Yeah. That's it. So basically, that's right. So unless you're up there, warship. That's okay. Cool. Yeah. So basically, it was just the aftercare. So basically, making sure that once I crashed the drone, it went to water, retrieving it, getting it out, making sure I did all the aftercare, removing batteries, etc. So they can take water. They can survive water. They can survive salt water. They can survive crashing into a wall. So basically, it's okay. It really survives. They're pretty robust. Excuse me. So yeah. So yeah, and then basically I just showed you a bit of my countryside. So where my a bit of my town. So I just flew it around as a test run. So if you wish, Brady, you can, and anyone else in the chat, obviously, if you wish to have a view of it, it's on my page. It's called I forget what it's called now. What was it called? What was it called? It's called Rise of the Drone. And after Rise of the Drone, after things go wrong. So that's the last one. So basically, yeah. So I cop it on the chin. It's my fault. I actually flew the drone into somewhere where I shouldn't have, and so yeah. But anyway, we all make mistakes. I can tell you that much. I can tell you that much too. Even my GoPro has been through the wall because I was exploring some World War II forts, and yep, I forgot the torch. That's true. So basically, the torch that Kel's talking about is this one. So basically, this is the Fruite. So Fruite's an American company, and this is an awesome torch. So basically, just put it on the right screen. Don't know if you can see it. Yep. So that's it. So it's a Fruite TN50. No, TN50. So that's it. Basically has 4 massive LEDs on it. And basically, if I was to put that on now, this is the lowest setting. So that's the lowest setting. And then it goes into a zoom, like a super one, where it's like basically I disappear. So basically that is so bright that it's just, yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And also, yes, and for anyone who wants to know, yes, it does melt plastic. Yes, it will blind you. So basically, it's a thrower. It's a thrower, not a pinpoint one. So it's great. It's great for, and it does have a removable battery that I can change if required. But it's basically not a non-serviceable battery at the best time. So, but this is a great torch. It is a little bit heavy, but you do get used to it. It's pretty well balanced. And it's self-cooling. It doesn't have a fan or anything, so it doesn't require a fan. So it's not the most powerful one, but it's definitely. I think it comes out to about 11,600 lumens. I think. I would have to make sure I type that in. Oh, sorry. TN50, wasn't it? Fruite. TN50. There we go. Fruite. TN50, not TH. So basically, yeah. So the Fruite TN50 compact is 16,340 lumens. So it's rechargeable. It's rechargeable. It recharges like off a US, like not a USB, but like it looks like a laptop cord, similar to that. So yeah, so 16,340 lumens. So it's pretty powerful. It's great. I've used it in train tunnels, abandoned train tunnels, caves, bunkers, war bunkers, RAF shelters or RAAF shelters. Yeah, it's an awesome torch. So it was a little bit strap the torch to your drone and pretend to be a police helicopter at night. Well, yeah, I suppose I could, eh? But it's a bit heavy. It does, as I said, it does have a bit of weight. So you can get smaller torches for the drone, special ones that are just as powerful. So maybe even the the ones that I think what the Secret Vault uses as his torch. I can't remember the name of it for his head torch. But anyway, maybe a couple of those might be better because that's really heavy. And I don't really want to put too much strain on the drone because, number one, the object of the drone is to make sure it has as light a weight as possible. because obviously you get more flight time. So basically, the more weight you put onto it, the less flight time you get. So roughly, I'm getting around about roughly 20 minutes of flight time per battery. So I've got 5 batteries. So they do carry quite a bit of weight. But I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how much it weighs. But I would actually have to look at the weight of the torch and all the rest of it. So, it's compact and portable flutter. So it's a flutter light. So, I'm trying to see. So when I bought it, I got the spare rubber covers, the user manual, the holster, the battery, obviously, the flashlight, and all that. So here we go. What's the weight of it? So just a bit of information about it. It has a peak beam distance of 410 meters. So the peak beam intensity is 42,000 luminance. So 42,000 luminance is the peak. So the brightest thing is 42,000 luminance. It strobes at 29,000 luminance for 340 minutes. Firefly is 1.3 luminance. It goes for 62.5 days. Low is 190 luminance, it's 50 hours. Medium, 1,157 luminance for 11 hours. High is 3,580 luminance to 3,000 luminance. 12 minutes plus 235 minutes. Turbo is 7,600 luminance to 2,960 luminance, so 195 seconds, or plus 235 minutes. So basically, when it starts off a big number and goes to a smaller number, the reason being is that when you turn it on, the luminance do go down as it goes, like a normal torch. When the batteries do go flat, they obviously reduce the intensity of. So basically, if I use turbo, I use turbo on and off. I don't really use the turbo. I only use the turbo if I want to film something. If I'm just walking around, I'll just use the low or the medium. So just because obviously I want to conserve power. And then the Turbo S is 16,340 up to into 2,964. So it does get quite hot in your hand. So yeah. So there you go. There's the weight. So the weight of it, excluding the battery, is 650 grams. So the battery is 4 times CREEXHP LED. No, that's the LED. Sorry, pardon me. So the battery is 14.4 volts, 5,000 mAh, 21,700 battery pack. So it does weigh a bit. So yeah, you can imagine that my drone could quite possibly pick up 650 grams, but it's going to heavily reduce the amount of flight time I have. So yeah. Yeah. So basically, Neil. That's right. Yeah. 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 So, like, you see them all the time on Amazon and eBay. Everyone seems to be wanting to go buy all these things to add to their drone, but you realize that just like professional car races, the whole point of it, if you want to get more mileage out of your car and better fuel economy and you want to get more speed out of it, you lighten your car up, because the lighter it has, the less it's going to consume fuel. So you can go for a drive for longer, and also the less weight there is, it's obviously going to be lighter, so it can get more speed up. So, and the same with the drone. So like I'm not after speed. I'm not one of those FPV flyers. I don't think I would feel comfortable flying a drone that goes that quickly. So I think they get something like 100 and, I think it's something ridiculous. I think it's like 110 kilometers per second or something ridiculous. Like they're just really, really quick. So they actually scare me. And that torch, I can tell you, it would definitely hurt. It would definitely kill someone, because I've dropped that on my foot whilst charging it in the house. I disconnected it, and I was wearing flip flops. UK people, I was wearing flip flops. For Australian people, I was wearing thongs, and so basically I dropped it on my foot, and it bloody hurt. It hurt like hell. So tunnels are hard to navigate using a drone because the sensors go, and have only been trained to fly in more open spaces. Other issues is what tunnels have been made of. Magnetic. Can it see the GPS satellites in the floor solid? So automata works. So I've flown it. I've flown the drone successfully through several tunnels, railway tunnels. So several railway tunnels, and one tunnel at the CES show this year. Someone brought along a drone CCTV camera for homes that's struggling to navigate near mirrors and windows. Oh, really? There you go. There you go. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing, because there's nothing worse than someone flying drones up into windows, looking for windows, because like it's they're doing the wrong thing. So, but So with the drone now, I've flown it through two smaller tunnels. Not a problem, not an issue. And I'm talking something that was like 25 meters long. Not an issue, right? No issue whatsoever. I've flown it in another tunnel. I got through one way, not an issue. No, it's because it works off line of sight. Okay, it works off line of sight. Yes, yeah. So, but one tunnel I tried to use it in, up in Mollendina, which is the what's it called? Ernest Junction. The Ernest Junction tunnel in Mollendina in Queensland. It's got a slight curve, so it goes straight and it curves a bit. It's got a bit of a curve to it, so I think it's like a 13-degree turn. It's only very slight, but when I flew the drone through there, I was flying, and then it decided that it would just go, and it hit the wall and went down. But I did fly it. Welcome back, Joe. I did fly it. But this tunnel is well and truly under a lot of dirt. So there's a lot of dirt on top of it. But then there's been other ones where there's been no issues whatsoever. So there's one tunnel up in northern Queensland where I went there, and I flew it through, not a problem. But the one that I went to, I think what it was is that I just got too close to because I had no sight of it. It was very hard, and I was away from the tunnel too. So if I had been right up close to the thing, it might have been different. But it is what it is. Am I going to do it again? Yes, I am. I am going to go back there, and I am going to fly the drone. But I'm going to make sure that there is no water. There's no water there. So if worst case scenario, what I would do is I would enter that tunnel I would walk the drone over filming, then I would drop the drone down, fly it back up, and fly it where there's no water. But my intentions, every intention is going to be is that I'm going to go to that tunnel when there's going to be no water whatsoever. So I've got to make sure it's been dry for, we're in summer at the moment, so it's our wet season. Regardless what people think, that Australia's summertime, it's hot, it's sunny. No, summer for us is hot days, rain in night time. So I live in the subtropicals. So basically I get subtropical weather. So we get hot sun and we get rain every night. So we get storms pretty much every night. It's been hot and sunny. Ooh, here goes Joe again. But what was the other issue I had with it once? The only other issue I've had with it is the drone. Is when I was flying it. When I was flying the drone near radio towers, and mobile phone towers. So I flew it. We went down to a place called Tumut, down in the near the Snowy River area, down south, just past Canberra, and we were flying the drone. It went up, not a problem. Then it went rogue. I lost control of it, but it didn't move, but it just lost control for a bit. I think it was the well, that's it, and that's it. Like I had no issues. What's you right, Joe?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just a thing for you. Dorothy Lane, Cossade Park, South Australia.
Dorothy Bark.
Dorothy. Where are you? It's South Australia.
That's where Dinkum lives.
Dinkum? Oh, Dinkum.
Yeah, ask Dinkum. Ask Dinkum, yeah.
Dinkum will probably know exactly where that is. You might even know the people.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people. Like just remember for all my UK viewers, Australia is not this tiny little place. It's quite spread out. So just give you an idea. Adelaide from me is over 1,000 kilometres, which is over 500 miles away from me. Right? Well and truly 500 miles away from me. So
I'll move all my stuff to Melbourne.
Melbourne's even further away from me. Stinking pussies.
I really
I
really want to go there, mind. Because
stinking pussy.
well, that's his sisters moved there. One went there. One of the sons, and they wanted us to go. They did ask her, and I need to go there because they see that's way. Then we're going to really pay for me and Gerard to go to Australia.
So yeah, go fly around Assis headquarters. Assis?
Dinkum is he on here?
No, Dinkum's not here. I just mentioned Dinkum.
But he knows exactly where he is and where it is. That's no word of a lie, Danny. How do I know that? Because she just that was too right. I've gone there. I'm getting sick of the UK, to be honest with you.
Oh, no way. I just realised what he wrote. Yeah, no way. I'm not flying. Just let you know, right?
British Airways all be in my
So he's saying ACES headquarter. Basically,
I'd have to fly from Newcastle Airport to Heathrow, right? And from Heathrow, I'd have to fly to across the pond somewhere, and from somewhere else, I'd have a break, have a sandwich in Italy, right? They'll fill you up with water.
I know what you're talking about, Neil.
Big
We-
across
we-
the pond, which
we
is
also-
a 17, 18-hour flight from there right to Australia. And what that? That's what puts us off. 17, 18-hour flight, man. Yeah. But when I get there, you know, you like knackered. There we go. We're gonna buy us a house, and well, I'll let them. And I'm gonna go to work. I'll
Yeah,
make it
so-
bigger than tell us, you know, tell us, Danny, tell me, no, the sister, no, the knowledge I've got, says you'll make it big in ya. Really did say you'll make it big, it doesn't matter, mechanic, anything. You can be on your horse as long as you tell people. Tell them,
Okay.
just
Yeah,
make it big.
I just got to answer questions. Sorry.
Mhm.
So basically, yeah. So just so you know, like obviously Neil's just mentioned here. Sorry, Neil. Hang on, Joe. So Neil's just mentioned ASIS. So we have two government agencies in Australia. One is ASIS, and they look after any intelligence coming from overseas. So they're basically looking overseas. So they're keeping an eye on other countries, what's coming into Australia. Then we have what's called ASIO, ASIO, Australian Security Intelligence Office, which is basically anything that we have in Australia. So any intelligence that they go. So basically, for instance, gang violence or pedophilia or
Well, I'm really against that.
Yeah, I know. I understand, Joe. I'm just saying, but this is what ASIO does. So basically, they gather intelligence about any crime that's happening within Australia, and then they pass it on to local authorities who deal with it, the police, if it has to be army or riot police or whatever else. So, yeah. So basically, just so you know, if I know he's laughing, I know he's saying he's laughing, but if you ever come to not you, Joe, this guy Neil. Anyway, so basically, if you do go to Canberra, you've got to be careful because 90% of the buildings, most of the buildings there are under the AFP, which is Australian Federal Police. They're protected by the Australian Federal Police. So you can't fly a drone near Parliament House. It's a no-fly zone, and it's quite hefty if you don't go anywhere near it. And the perimeter for the perimeter outside of it is a lot bigger than what you think. Like it's more than most buildings because
Danny, I've got a bigger problem than that.
What?
How would you bring me up the plex and my screens across? Can't. I can't even get my keyboard across. Right? And a foot machine is definitely not allowed in Australia.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it isn't. All my like test equipment I've got, like my solar station, my bench power.
Oh, you can bring stuff like that in Australia. You just got to have
No, because I think I've been learned and taught. I think it's so.
No, you can bring stuff over. It just has to be stowed in underneath.
Storage.
You can't bring it in the plane. You can't bring it inside the plane. So there's certain things you can't.
On the plane. It gets kept in storage for 8.
But there's rules. Yeah, there's rules on batteries and all the rest of it too. So
So anyway,
Joe, I'm telling a story.
Yeah.
So basically, Canberra, most of the buildings like Parliament House, the Mint, like various other government buildings are under museums. All the museums are the High Courts there, the Supreme Court's there. So the Supreme Court of Australia and the High Court are both in Canberra, and they're basically protected by the Australian Federal Police. So basically, the Australian Federal Police have a higher ranking than normal police officers. And obviously they rule Canberra. So basically anything within Canberra is basically comes under Australian Federal Police. There's you very rarely you only time you get pulled over by a normal police officer is for traffic offences or misdemeanors type of things. But if you do anything, so basically I'll tell you a story, and this is a true story, and my friends will back me up when I say this. My friends and I, we went to Canberra on a holiday together. They were performing music. They went to Parliament House, and they chucked a brown eye at Parliament House. Okay, they pulled down their tax and they flashed their bottoms towards they pulled their pants down and flashed a brown eye. And what we call a brown eye, like they mooned Parliament House. Anyway, I took a photograph of it. We thought it was quite funny. We're laughing. Anyway, we just left. That's all it was. We left. That's it, right? Within about 45 seconds of us doing that, two men came flying down on push bikes. They were Australian Federal Police, and they sat there and they go, you over there now. They basically detained us. Now we obviously young guys, we're mucking around anyway. So anyway, so what happened is that he goes, "What's going on? What are you doing here?" And we said, we just come down to Parliament House just to take photographs. We're down in Canberra, and he goes, right. So basically, he goes, look, guys, as much as we found, and this is what the Australian Federal Police said to us. He goes, as much as we found it quite funny, right? He goes, my boss that works in the office, because there's cameras everywhere. So basically, if you go to Canberra, basically, no, there's even more, mate. There's more. There's cameras everywhere. So basically, like we sat there and he made me delete. He made me he made me show you the photographs on the camera, and made me delete them. So basically, I know that they were coming after me for the photographs. So what I did is I basically already deleted the photographs, and then I started to without getting myself in trouble, I already deleted I deleted the photographs off the camera, and I already removed the SD card and replaced it with a blank SD card. So basically,
not when you're working for a company.
No, hold on. So basically, I always carry a spare SD card with me at all times, because if I get busted in an urban exploration, right, I have my photographs. Otherwise, if I have to surrender my camera, or they remove my SD card, I have a spare. They just get the blank one. Okay, so basically it's just a small, cheap one. So basically, I'm talking, I think it's something like 50 megabytes or some crap. Like it's a mobile phone one. So basically, I put that inside of my GoPro or my camera, my DSLR or whatever. Even the drone has a thing in it. So basically, if I pull down the drone, I have one in the controller. I have a blank small one in the controller that does absolutely nothing. So basically, what happens is that if I get busted, if I look at someone, I bring the drone down quickly. The first thing I do is I basically take out my SD card, and I replace it with a just a cheap one. That way, if my drone does get confiscated, they want to look at any footage I've taken. Right, I basically it depends on what I have on there. So I don't do anything highly illegal. Like I don't break into buildings.
Yeah, no,
Nothing's broken. Nothing's broken by me. I don't film anyone under the age of 18 without their permission or their parents' permission. I don't film anyone under the age of 12. Full stop.
I did catch somebody in a car once.
Sorry, 16. Sorry, 16. So I don't film anyone under the age of 16. Full stop. If they're under 18, I get their parents' permission, or I get their permission. But even if I accidentally film a young one, because sometimes it's very hard when you're out in public. So basically, what I do is I just blur their faces, right? Because I don't want to cause.
You can blur their faces, yes.
You can. You blur their faces.
Yeah,
you blur their faces, or you just remove that from. Anyway, moving right along, Joe. So basically, they chucked the brown eye. Basically, we got asked, and I said, "Look, I've deleted them. I deleted all." I said, "I deleted all the photographs." That's all I said.
Yeah.
So he looked at my camera. He said, "Yep, I'm satisfied." He did give us a very stern warning and said to me that just remember that any building within Canberra, most public buildings like libraries, museums, courts,
are
AFP. They're under the Australian Federal Police. So yeah. So that's something that you know.
Be careful what you're filming. Sorry,
I'm just going to chat here.
You got to be careful what you're filming. Even you zoom in or something. Let's see. This is right. See, can you zoom your camera in?
When I went to Oz, I have
so
to
much
sure the tires
nice,
on my bike
yeah,
and the tread on my shoes were as clean as they came out of the factory. Some issue with not importing UK soil. Yes, that's correct. Because at one stage, the UK had mad cow disease. So basically, anything in your soil was considered contaminated. So basically, you would be stopped.
The hawks, man. The hawks.
I do. That's something that's really funny. Is that I actually have photographs of natural fauna. So I've got photographs of kangaroos, emus, and all that, or snakes, or just photographs of something blank. Just so there's something on it. So yeah, but at that stage, I didn't have the knowledge.
Right, Daddy.
Yes.
What I would like to see is you shoot us a snake that's got COVID, because I think it's all one big conspiracy.
No, there's no snakes who got COVID, mate. Well, I don't know. We don't come into enough contact with snakes to get COVID if they had them. So, do you know what I mean? Like everyone thinks that snakes are all running around biting us, and everyone has a pet snake.
Snakes are more scared of you. So when you go near a snake, gonorrhea. Is that correct? Danny, a snake comes. You got near a snake, it'll go away.
I'm sorry.
Neil, man. Neil. Oh, look.
That was Luke. Anyway, so we don't call them anteaters here. We call them echidnas. So yes, they do consume ants or termites, etc., white ants, etc. But we call them. Yeah, but you do. Yeah, that's right. You have photographs that are nothing of what you've been into.
But snakes don't really like to bite you. They want to go away because you're like they know you had to get them. Them know the predator. They want to know. So the reason.
So yeah. So basically, yeah. You might need to go to bed soon, Joe. Yes. Do you need to go to bed soon?
Who said that?
I'm asking you. It's.
I go to bed when I want to go to bed soon.
I'm not saying. Listen. Stop for a second. When I ask you a question.
Yeah, but look, still daylight here.
I know. Listen, I know it's daylight. It's going to be daylight for me in another 3 hours.
Oh, right, you think because I'm tired, yeah, I'm having a drink.
That's right. You might be tired. I have a nap during the day too.
I don't want to fall asleep on you.
No, I don't want you you're had a few drinks and you're feeling very relaxed, but your eyes are
I'm
rolling.
relaxed.
Your eyes are rolling back in the back of your head.
Really?
You're like this.
Wow. Didn't know that bad. Hello,
Yeah, because
everybody.
you might be
You
tired.
want
You
me
might be
again?
tired, or you
3,
might
2,
be
1,
intoxicated.
vote. Put a thumbs up if you want me again. And I
Yeah.
just did.
Anyway, so
I don't
yeah,
want
so basically, always keep. Now I have things. I have tools of the trade. Now I don't break into places. The snake bite. You've been drinking the snake bite?
Neil, you better bug off somehow, Mama.
Oh, somebody clip Joe eyes rolling back in his head. That'd be funny. You're like this.
See, Neil used to be it's back at the day now. I've never seen him that way.
Yeah.
It's just suddenly appeared. Neil can bug off.
They're not teasing you, mate. They're just concerned for you. That's all.
I know.
You must be half cut. You must be getting half cut though.
Half cut, aye.
Yeah, half cut. Like you're getting a bit tipsy. So half cut means you're half pissed. Yeah, full steamboat. Yeah,
Yeah, well, I'm
steamboat.
not saying no, so it doesn't hurt anybody.
Are you steamboated?
Not
Are you
there yet.
steamboating yet?
I'm ready. Right, Neil. I remember he used to be on my, he comes on my channel.
That's
He
another
used
thing.
to come
That's
on my
another
channel.
thing.
He's unsubscribed on me now.
That's another
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
We also say, you know, you're canning on, mate. You're canning on.
Mm.
You. How big's that? Is that a pint can? No.
At the end of the year, I'm still here. I'm
still
still
here.
here.
Yeah.
I'm still here to haunt you. Right? Hey, Bleem Ghost. I'm still here.
Well,
now.
listen, just letting everyone know. In about 9 minutes, I'm going to cut it. Okay. I know it's a short stream, but I've really got to get some form of sleep tonight myself.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, look. You know.
So in about 8 minutes, it's going to be about 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 2:40 in the morning. So I've got to do some stuff because it's the only day. Tomorrow's the only day I've got off, and I want to do some more editing and stuff like that. So I'm sure by the time we get to the morning, it'll be night time for me. So
Neil.
and when the cycle starts again. But
Hang that. The moment is so Neil, you bugger.
Links effect. Except one thing, as I said to you, Joe, this is what we call Lynx in Australia. It's an underarm deodorant or a body spray. This one. So
well, I would be through this, man. I wouldn't drink that
so
shit.
basically, like, yeah,
Just
yeah. That's what Lynx is for us. We don't drink it. We spray it on our bodies.
I'll me calling thing, but no, I'm back on links. Neil, you little bugger.
No chance of cracking the flat tonight, Joe.
You never ever come on the channel. Neil.
Oh, you go. You know what? You won't remember this tomorrow.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I bet you will.
bet you won't.
I bet you will.
Okay,
100% I will.
keep canning on.
I probably don't.
You might fall asleep.
I'll go do some DJing now. God bless them.
You're gonna DJ. You're gonna do some EWC, are you? Exploring with Carl.
I'm gonna start
some drums and bass.
Start some Billy Idol.
No, you're not. You're watching a film.
What?
I'm watching a film.
You're not watching a film?
Oh, yeah.
I've got to open them doors up and get that Billy Idol music in there. Do you watch what? It's Billy Idol. Straight
Billy
away.
Idol. It's a nice day for a white wedding.
Oh, well, I've heard that, man.
In the midnight hour, we cry more, more, more.
Peace.
Peace in the Middle East? Oh, you're saying peace.
Fantasies.
Are you going off?
Hey.
Can you sing, man?
Well, that's us, man. Shut up.
You can't sing properly, man.
See for fantasy.
Shush, man.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
If you want the music, I'll give you the now.
Ah, Christ.
Billy Idol.
Billy
Daniel.
Someone clip that. Someone clip
Billy
that.
Idol, man.
Do you shut, man?
No, it's about these jam I was taking in here. Block it. Billy Idol band is not always music.
Billy Bone Idol.
Billy Idol is not always.
It's a nice day for a white wedding. It's a nice day to.
If you look down his album, it's some of the music,
No,
and
not
you
really.
turn it really, which I'm gonna rock the socks off you through my Bose
Because
speakers.
Joe has to pretend he's not pissed to his wife.
Believe me, I don't care, Danny. I tell
You do.
you,
You do.
the thing is,
She doesn't like you being pissed.
no,
Mhm.
last Hannah.
That's why you don't want to go off the live stream, eh? Because she will whop you. She'll go, sober up.
I'm gonna do this, and I might go on the keyboard and play some shit.
She'll say, Joe, just fuck right off.
I just did it. Just did a
No,
keyboard.
she's not Scottish. She's not
No,
Scottish.
but she says, fuck
Just did a
right off.
keyboard, you know.
She wants us to.
The
She
keyboard.
want me to do this. She'd rather just take her kid off and strip naked and come get this.
Lord rubbish.
That's
Cover
what
your
she-
eyes, cover your
Do the
eyes.
rubbish. Oh, I'm not taking kid off then. When I'm playing my music then. There's loads of music going on. Should not take a kid off. Thank God what? Fucking sick. Daddy, keep it on here. Keep it on a little bit long.
Shman.
What are you doing in here? You don't want to see niggas? You can fuck off. Once Danny finishes this, I'm going to blast and put the lights on. Moon lights and everything. Fuck that.
All right, guys.
He's got no idea.
Anyway, so we're going to end this very soon, Joe. Just because of my sleep pattern and my sanity.
You're such a polite person.
I mean, of course, I'm a polite person. I'm always polite, and I always
No,
value our
I'm a polite
friendships.
person. Nah. You need no spare, but I am a polite person. You hear me off.
Look, plus also, guess what? So something else that another avenue that I'm doing is I've got Billy Bone Idol and cracking a flat on a live stream.
Really, the way he's blasting himself. have some of your Jean there. I'm going to have the police. Remember the police? Because since I was a little child, 9 years old, that's how I go to the music of the police pop group. There was Sting and Andy and Stuart.
Two-step. Message in a bottle.
Not necessarily that song. Not necessarily that song, but honestly,
Messages a bottle.
you should hear his
And send an SOS to the moon.
Danny, should
Yes.
hear his son's channel. To his wife, fictional playing. Tell that fictional playing Joe Sumner.
Joe,
Mm-hmm.
disappear.
Disappear. I'm not disappear to you, innit? So really, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna put about 100 watts out here. I can put a kilowatt out, but you can play it off the neighbour saying that. And I live
But
above.
okay, so Joe, guess what?
What?
And now it's time to say goodbye to all our friends and family.
Yeah, right. I'll see
DA
you now.
and the way. So
Right,
yeah,
here we
okay.
go.
So guys,
Everybody,
I'm gonna end the stream.
Neil,
Yep.
Daniel, Adrian, and everybody, right from the way I'm on duo. I am a bit pissed, like.
I think you are a bit pissed. You
I'm
are
gonna
pissed.
go.
You are fully cut. You are plonked.
I'm not fully cut.
You are steamboat. You are steamboat.
To you, young man, I'm not fully
You are
cut yet.
steamboating, mate. You are steamboating.
No, I'm
You
not.
are your back teeth are
Everybody in
floating.
chat.
Anyway, so yes, everyone in chat, thank you for popping in. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope you got some information.
And I was all left that.
Please don't forget to hit thumbs up, like and subscribe, share, tell your friends about it if you enjoyed what you see.
Adrian,
My emails
Yourself?
obviously. Yeah, my email's obviously on my thing. If you ever want to suggest any explores that you might want to see, so I've got a lot of videos to edit. So I'm actually looking at buying another hard drive because I've already filled up over 14 terabytes of hard drive stuff. So
how
yeah,
much?
14
How much?
terabytes. 14
13.
terabytes. 14 terabytes. 14.
14 terabytes.
14 terabytes of film that I've got so far. Yeah.
Right,
Anyway,
that's all.
so Adrian's saying goodbye. Daniel's saying catch you later. I don't think people want to leave Joe alone.
Neil, you fucking cunt.
Listen, everyone in chat. I will do a welfare check on Joe in the morning when I wake up. So
You'll do well, because
we'll do
nobody's
a
going
welfare
to
check.
do well. I'm
We'll make
going
sure
now.
you're okay.
Then he's going to go to sleep. Hey, Kel Babes, are you out there? Sweetheart, mwah. You go and check this man.
Yeah.
That man, sorry, that man.
Yeah, that man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
looking up.
so yeah, there's I have a lot more. I've just uploaded a live stream. If you listen, if you would like that, if you would like to have a laugh, I've just uploaded the live stream that was on the last couple of days. It might be a bit out of sync, and the reason why it's out of sync is because I had to take some things out of it because it was globally blocked. So I showed some stuff. I shared some stuff that was globally blocked by YouTube for copyright. So yeah.
I'm putting
keyboard
put the ends going on.
You can't do it, no why? Because remember, the projector's upside down.
I'll get the projector to know me. The projector's upside down. What are you on about? I'll get this sorted. It's in the background there. cable. I don't put the whole mixing that. It's too much to blow up people. I really love you. Take care. I love you all.
Love
I
you
love you
all.
so.
Yeah, mate.
Danny,
We're gonna
Danny,
make
I
sure
do
you're
love
okay.
you now. And
Back again. Fell asleep.
well, I'm
We're just
doing a
about
lot.
to, we're just
I
about to
love
leave
you
out.
all in chat and I love it. Wood, Danny there. I love you all in chat. And bless Tim. Sorry for leaving your channel, Tim, but you were out of it.
Hey, you're out of it now.
No, Tim fell asleep because he got drunk.
He was half cut too.
I'm off.
He
Police
had a
start.
10% beer. Of course he's going to be half cut.
Oh,
Even the most seasonal drinker can't.
See?
10% is going to
even
affect
the
you.
call, I've got back to me normal stuff.
You're 2%.
Danny, I've
But you've
got to
drank
drink
enough
that
of them.
thing. The call done for me now. I got what?
All right, listen. Go.
Yeah,
Guess what?
really half
Yeah.
We got you now. You're not going to sleep, so you're going to get. Oh, don't fucking count it down. Jeez.
I'm going to play my keyboard.
Oh. All right, Joe. Guess what?
Support you with moving heads and
I've got it on now. I've got the keyboard on already.
you got.
I've got it on already.
I've
The keyboard.
it. Thank you, Jan.
Bye, Joe.
Thank
Bye, Joe.
you. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. I'm going.
Bye-bye,
I'm going.
everybody.
So, Joe,
Bye.
I'm going. All right. See you
Bye,
later, guys.
everybody.
Remember, we all have history. We just don't have to change it. We just have to learn from it. Okay. All right, guys.
That's right.
Catch us later. Catch you on the next one,
Take
guys.
care,
Stay
everybody.
safe.
In
Cheers.
chat.
See ya.
Danny,
Bye.
Danny,